Who are asylum seekers?
They are people just like you and me, except they had to leave everything behind. They escaped from war, political persecution, torture, famine, and disaster. Many arrived with nothing but the clothes they were wearing. But what they carry most is fear, hope, and survival.
Where are they coming from?
From the very place we often hear about in the news: Syria, Afghanistan, Sudan, Palestine, Iraq, war-torn, oppressed, bombed. But more importantly, they come from a nation where Western colonialism and military intervention have played a devastating role.
Why do they come here, to the UK or to Europe?
Because they are looking for safety, and many of their countries were destroyed or destabilized by the West. Let's not forget, the UK was part of the illegal invasion of Iraq. Afghanistan suffered 2 decades of war under the Western occupation. And Libya was bombed into chaos. Yemen is starved by war, with Western countries supplying all the weapons. Borders in Africa and Middle East were drawn by European empires. If we destabilize their homes, should we really be surprised when they come to ours?
But why do they risk their lives on these journeys?
Because staying is often worse than leaving. Crossing the sea in a rubber dinghy isn't a choice made lightly. It's made when bombs fall on your home, when militias target your family, when your child hasn't eaten in days. Since 2014, more than 20,000 people have died trying to cross the Mediterranean Sea. Some drown, some freeze, some suffocate in lorries. They don't come here for luxuries. They come here for life.
But are they taking our jobs and benefits?
This is one of the biggest lies, and it's not backed by facts. Here's what's real. Most asylum seekers are not allowed to work while waiting for their claims. They live on £6 a day. It's not a handout. That's barely survival. When guaranteed refugee status, many become taxpayers, workers, and entrepreneurs. Did you know Oxford Economics found that migrants, including refugees, contributed 25 billion more in taxes than they took in public services? Refugees are twice likely to start businesses compared to a British-born citizen. Over 16% of NHS staff are foreign nationals. Many refugees retain to fill these essential roles. So no, they're not taking, they're helping to hold up this country.
Why do we treat them like criminals then?
Because it's easier to dehumanize than to empathize. We call them aliens, illegals, invaders, burdens, but rarely do we see them as fathers, daughters, mothers, or as people who once lived lives like ours. It's not about what they look like. It's about what we've chosen to ignore.
Has there ever been a time when countries welcomed refugees?
Absolutely. In 1492, when Spain expelled its Jewish population during the Inquisition, over 200,000 Jews were welcomed by the Ottoman Empire. Sultan Bayezid II took them in and even mocked Spain's king, saying, "You call Ferdinand wise? He impoverishes his country and enriches mine." Jews settled in the Ottoman Empire and lived freely for generations. Plus, in 19th century, during the Irish potato famine, the Ottoman Sultan Abdul Majid tried to send 10,000 in aid, but Britain declined the full amount, so he quietly sent ships of food to Ireland. The story is still honored today by the Irish people. The Islamic history teaches that protecting the oppressed is an obligation, not a choice.
So why are we today so hesitant to accept them?
Maybe it's fear, maybe it's racism, maybe it's a refusal to admit our own government's role in creating the wars and chaos in these countries. But here's the bottom line. If we want them to stay in their countries, we should stop interfering in their countries. Refugees are not a threat. They are the result of a threat, one that was created by the Western governments for decades. They are not looking for handouts. They are looking for humanity. And maybe our humanity begins the moment we stop seeing them as others and start seeing them as people. If this opened your heart or changed your mind, share, like, subscribe. Because justice starts with understanding.